Welcome back to the show, everyone. Today we are taking a close look at Vakrangi Limited. They just released their audited financial results for the fourth quarter and the full financial year ended March 31st, 2025.
That's right. Vakrangi, for those who might not be familiar, operates a massive network of last-mile retail outlets known as Vakrangi Kendras. Think of them as assisted digital convenience stores, offering everything from banking and financial services, ATMs, insurance, e-governance services, to e-commerce and logistics, especially targeting rural and semi-urban India. They also have a significant subsidiary now, Vortex Engineering, which is in the ATM manufacturing and services space, acquired effective June 4, 2024.
So, quite a diverse business model focused on that last mile connectivity. The board of directors approved these audited results on Saturday, April 26, 2025. We've got both standalone and consolidated figures to unpack today. Let's start with the standalone performance for Vakrangi Limited itself. How did the company do in the fourth quarter year over year?
Okay, looking at the standalone results for the quarter ended March 31, 2025, revenue from operations came in at 4,367.51 lakh rupees. That's actually a slight dip compared to the 4,589.22 lakh rupees in the same quarter last year.
A dip in revenue. What about the bottom line on a standalone basis?
Profit before tax or PBT for the quarter stood at 393.77 lakh rupees, which is a significant jump from 82.46 lakh rupees in the fourth quarter of FY24. Profit after tax or PAT also saw a strong increase, coming in at 280.59 lakh rupees compared to 100.84 lakh rupees last year. So similar to what we sometimes see, revenue down slightly, but profitability way up on the standalone front for the quarter.
Interesting trend. And for the full standalone financial year?
For the full year FY25, standalone revenue from operations was 18,206.50 lakh rupees, again slightly down from 18,363.66 lakh rupees in FY24. However, standalone PBT surged to 1,127.39 lakh rupees from 519.80 lakh rupees. And standalone PAT for the year was 815.61 lakh rupees, more than double the 386.66 lakh rupees reported in FY24. Also worth noting, other income on the standalone side was significant, at 287.72 lakh rupees for the year.
Okay, strong profitability improvement on the standalone side despite flat to slightly lower revenue. Now let's switch to the consolidated picture, which includes the subsidiaries like Vortex Engineering from June onwards. How does that look for the fourth quarter?
Right. The consolidated results paint a somewhat different picture due to the inclusion of subsidiaries. For the fourth quarter ended March 31, 2025, consolidated revenue from operations was 6,317.71 lakh rupees. This is an 18.5% increase year over year compared to 5,389.05 lakh rupees in Q4 FY24.
So revenue growth on the consolidated side, boosted by the subsidiaries. What about consolidated profits for the quarter?
Consolidated profit before tax for the quarter was 369.33 lakh rupees. That's a very healthy 68.9% increase from the 218.64 lakh rupees in the same quarter last year. Consolidated profit after tax for the quarter came in at 251.82 lakh rupees, up 14.9% from 219.15 lakh rupees in Q4 FY24.
Nice jump in PBT there. And for the full consolidated financial year FY25?
For the full year, consolidated revenue from operations grew 20.5% to 25,500.74 lakh rupees compared to 21,258.21 lakh rupees in FY24. Consolidated PBT saw a significant 63.7% rise to 959.89 lakh rupees from 586.27 lakh rupees last year, and consolidated PAT for the year was 639.01 lakh rupees, a strong 46.8% increase from 435.26 lakh rupees in FY24.
That's solid growth across the board on the consolidated level for the full year. What about EBITDA? Can we calculate that from the consolidated numbers?
Yes, we can calculate an approximate EBITDA from the consolidated figures. PBT for FY25 was 959.89 lakh rupees, Adding back finance costs of 182.76 lakh rupees and depreciation and amortization of 1669.69 lakh rupees gives us a calculated EBITDA of around 2812.34 lakh rupees for FY25. Comparing this to FY24, where PBT was 586.27 lakh, finance costs was 771.17 lakh, and depreciation was 1569.08 lakh. The calculated EBITDA was around 2926.52 lakh rupees. So interestingly, while revenue and PBT PAT are up significantly, the calculated EBITDA is actually slightly down year over year by about 2.1% based on these figures.
EBITDA slightly down despite revenue and PBT growth. That suggests potential shifts in operating expenses or maybe the cost structure from the newly consolidated subsidiary. And the earnings per share or EPS?
The consolidated basic EPS for FY25 stood at 0.06 rupees, up from 0.04 rupees in FY24. The diluted EPS also showed the same trend, moving from 0.04 rupees to 0.06 rupees.
Were there any exceptional items reported this year that might have influenced the results, either standalone or consolidated?
Looking at both sets of results, specifically item 4 in the P&L statements, there were exceptional items reported in the previous financial year, FY24, 54.44 lakh rupees on both standalone and consolidated levels. However, for the current quarter and year ended March 31, 2025, there are no exceptional items reported. This makes the current year's profit figures a bit cleaner and more reflective of ordinary business performance compared to last year.
Good to note, cleaner results this year. How about the balance sheet? Any quick insights into the company's financial health from the standalone or consolidated side?
On the standalone side, as of March 31, 2025, total equity stood at 16,400.28 lakh rupees, up significantly from 11,397 lakh rupees the previous year, mainly due to profit retention and warrant conversions. Total assets were 23,964.98 lakh rupees. On the consolidated side, total equity attributable to owners of the parent was 20,243.58 lakh rupees plus 923.32 lakh rupees in non-controlling interests, making total equity 21,166.90 lakh rupees. Consolidated total assets were 30,864.06 lakh rupees. A key point highlighted in their presentation is that the company, along with its subsidiaries, is effectively debt-free. Looking at the balance sheet, borrowings are minimal or nil under non-current and current liabilities compared to some borrowings reported in the previous year.
Becoming debt-free is a significant positive. What about the cash flow situation? What do the statements tell us?
The consolidated cash flow statement for FY25 shows a negative net cash flow from operating activities of 2,058.25 lakh rupees. This compares to a positive 3,111.02 lakh rupees generated last year.
Oh, negative operating cash flow for the year? That's a bit concerning, despite the reported profits. Any reasons apparent?
It seems largely driven by working capital changes. There was a significant increase in inventories and a decrease in trade payables and other financial liabilities during the year, which consumed cash. Net cash used in investing activities was 1,203.19 lakh rupees, mainly due to the purchase of property, plant and equipment, likely including the impact of the Vortex acquisition consolidation. Net cash from financing activities was positive at 2,974.14 lakh rupees. This was primarily due to receiving 4,718.52 lakh rupees from share application money against warrants, offset by repayment of borrowings and dividend payments. The company paid dividends amounting to 540.34 lakh rupees during FY25.
Okay, so operating cash flow is something to watch, though financing activities brought in cash via warrants. Now Vakrangi breaks down its consolidated business into segments, Vakrangi Kendra and sale of ATM products services, mainly from Vortex. How did these perform?
This is quite revealing. For the full year FY25, the Vakrangi Kendra segment reported revenue of 21,243.66 lakh rupees and a profit before tax of 1,114.76 lakh rupees. The sale of ATM products services segment, primarily Vortex, reported revenue of 5,478.96 lakh rupees, but had a loss before tax of 154.88 lakh rupees for the period it was consolidated. The press release also mentions an elimination of about 5.7 crore rupees or 570 lakh rupees in revenue during Q4 due to intercompany sales of ATM products and services, which needs to be factored in.
So the core Vakrangi Kendra business is solidly profitable, driving the overall group profit, while the newly acquired ATM segment, Vortex, reported a loss for the period it was part of the group in FY25.
Exactly. The Kendra segment assets are substantial at 24,447.93 lakh rupees, while the ATM segment assets are 6,416.13 lakh rupees. On the liability side, Kendra liabilities are 6,877.59 lakh rupees and ATM segment liabilities are 2,819.57 lakh rupees. It clearly shows the Kendra network is the profit engine currently.
Understood. So, summarizing the year-over-year performance, consolidated revenue is up strongly by 20.5%, PBT up 63.7%, and PAT up 46.8%. Standalone saw flat revenue but very strong profit growth. What drove the consolidated profit jump?
The consolidated profit jump seems driven mainly by the improved profitability of the core standalone Kendra business as we saw earlier. While the Vortex acquisition significantly boosted consolidated revenue, it appears to have been loss-making for the consolidation period in FY25, pulling down the overall consolidated profit margin compared to the standalone margin. The improvement in the core Kendra business profitability is the key story here for the bottom line.
Are there any other significant notes or events from the reports or the presentation we should highlight?
A few things. The company converted 2,36,66,567 warrants into equity shares during FY25 after receiving the remaining consideration. They also issued new warrants and granted ESOP options. The acquisition of Vortex Engineering Private Limited effective June 4, 2024 is a major strategic move into ATM manufacturing. The press release mentions that the RBI has increased the ATM interchange fee to 19 rupees per transaction from May 1, 2025, which is expected to positively impact the ATM business economics and could provide an EBITDA boost of 5 to 10 crore rupees in FY26. They also highlight Vortex's performance, noting a 26.3% year-on-year revenue growth and a 36.6% increase in ATM shipments in FY24-25, with strong order visibility for over 5,000 ATMs in FY26. This suggests optimism for the ATM segment turning profitable.
That RBI interchange fee hike could be quite helpful for the Vortex economics going forward. Now, a critical part, the auditor's report. What did SK Patodia and Associates LLP say? Any qualifications or concerns raised for either standalone or consolidated results?
This is a key point, especially comparing it to some other companies we've looked at. For Vakrangi, the auditors, SK Patodia and Associates LLP, have issued an unmodified opinion on both the standalone and the consolidated financial results for the year ended March 31, 2025.
Unmodified? So that means a clean chit, essentially. No major red flags from the auditors?
That's correct. An unmodified opinion means the auditors believe the financial statements present a true and fair view in all material respects, in accordance with the accounting standards. They do include an other matter paragraph in both reports, clarifying that the figures for the fourth quarter are balancing figures between the audited full-year results and the published 9-month figures. This is standard practice. In the Consolidated Audit Reports Other Matter section, they also mention their reliance on the audit reports of other independent auditors for 2 subsidiaries, whose financials reflect total assets of 12,899.78 lakh rupees and total revenues of 8,803.68 lakh rupees for the year, and on financial information certified by management for 1 subsidiary, located outside India. However, crucially, their main opinion on the overall consolidated results remains unmodified based on these reports and certifications. There are no qualifications, adverse opinions, or emphasis of matter paragraphs highlighting major concerns.
Okay, so clean audit reports for both standalone and consolidated is definitely a positive takeaway. Given all this, the strong profit growth, the Vortex integration, the segment performance, the debt-free status, and the clean auditor reports, what's the outlook?
Disclaimer: as always, we advise investors to consult with certified financial advisors before making any investment decisions. The outlook appears quite positive based on these results. Vakrangi has demonstrated strong growth in profitability, particularly in its core Kendra business. The company is now debt-free, which strengthens its balance sheet considerably. The integration and performance of Vortex Engineering will be key to watch. While it contributed to revenue growth, turning it profitable, potentially aided by the RBI interchange fee hike and strong order book, will be crucial for future consolidated performance. The expansion strategy through master franchisees and focus on high-margin businesses mentioned in their presentation also signal growth ambitions.
And the risks?
Risks include execution risk related to the rapid expansion and integration of Vortex, competition in the last-mile delivery and fintech space, maintaining profitability in the ATM segment, and ensuring the operating cash flow improves consistently. Dependency on government policies related to financial inclusion and digital initiatives could also be a factor.
Great analysis. So to wrap it up, Vakrangi delivered a strong financial performance in FY25, especially on the profitability front for its core Kendra business, both standalone and consolidated. The acquisition of Vortex boosted consolidated revenues but impacted consolidated profitability for the period. The company is debt-free and received clean, unmodified audit reports for both standalone and consolidated financials. Key things to monitor will be the turnaround of the Vortex ATM segment and sustained profitable growth in the Kendra network, alongside improving operating cash flows.
Exactly. A year of significant improvement in profitability and strategic shifts with the Vortex acquisition, backed by clean auditor opinions. Definitely a company showing positive momentum, but with clear areas like the ATM segment profitability and operating cash flow to keep an eye on.
Excellent breakdown. Thanks for walking us through the numbers and the nuances. That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in.
See you next time.